Hello and welcome to the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. This inner brew at Drive Centric's DC20 has been brought to you by our friends and partners at MXS Solutions, Fixed Ops Digital, M1 Data and Analytics, 321 Ignition, Shop Smart Autos, and VinQ. If you want more brews or you want to find out how to partner with the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, go to carguycoffee.com. Let's brew! What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And it's Fred Lenart, subprime hero.
And we are brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. And we are so excited that you are with us tonight because we got a very special brew for you.
Oh, do we ever?
It's some of that good.
It's some of that good, right? We're excited.
You're not going to forget about it.
We're obviously not in the studio. We're not at the cafe. We actually had to do a lot of changes to make the show work tonight, just today. Actually, starting last night, we never got to where we can grab all our equipment, but we're making it work right now, and we're excited because we did not want to switch the show up. We wanted the show to be tonight. We wanted to do this thing. We wanted to get to know this guy because this is somebody that our network needs to learn more about. This is somebody that inspires people. This is somebody that makes you laugh. This is somebody that if I walked into a dealership, I would 100% do business with him. He's the kind of personality that makes me just want to laugh, and it just makes you, but at the same time, you know that he knows what he's talking about, right? And that's what makes him special, man. Dude's got a heart of soul. I can't wait. A heart of gold, I should say. Heart of soul.
Well,
he's got a soul and a heart
and he's got
gold.
Soul.
That's right.
He's got all kinds of flavors that are all mixed up, and he's brewing something consistently for the industry for you to keep enjoying this incredible business that we get the chance to be a part of. He is making sure to make light of some of the hard moments, but also have fun doing what it is that we do. If you're not having fun, you ain't doing it right, everybody. And we're trying to make sure that everybody knows who's up inside of this room today. But help us out. Get some more
first
people
things
in here.
first.
Tag a car guy.
Tag a car gal.
And share.
Let's get them in here. Let's have some fun. Let's get some comments going. Listen, we got somebody that, like I said, is phenomenal. If you haven't seen him on social media, you haven't really been looking. I'm going to tell you, his content not only does it speak to automotive, but it speaks to the world, man. People can see this and just know that this is the kind of person, like I said, I would do business with, right? Absolutely awesome. We got a lot of amazing people in here. We got Robin Welch saying, hello, I am all about the fun. That's right. We got Josh Bagley, my man. What's up, Josh Bagley?
What's going on, Josh?
Hello, fam. Oh, snap. Brooke, the baby is coming soon, man. I'm so excited for you both. Pumped up. Thank you all for being here. Those are some great people, folks. Reach them out. The Bagleys are just some amazing people doing some big things right now. So anyhow, we have a guest that I'm excited to announce, Lou. I'm excited to get on here. I'm excited to just talk to, hear his story, get the 5-liner in, but really to do more things with. So, folks, I was going to just announce this. Look out for some stuff coming soon. You're going to probably start seeing this guy on our show a little bit more often. I have a great feeling about it. Let's get this thing going, Lou. Let's do it.
Yes, you bean-spilling son of a gun. We got some thunder he's got to bring to this show right now. So we're going to – he gave you just a little bit of what's brewing in the cafe. Car guys, car gals, help us to make welcome. That's right, Eric. You are correct, sir. It is the one,
the only
John Labate. Welcome to the show.
What's up, guys? That was a great introduction. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you,
so
man.
Thankful that you're here.
Excited to be here. We got people just going here. We got Be the Bean. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Be the Bean.
Be the Bean. Be the Bean. We got man. People are loving on you, man. Because John is a straight class dude. Wonderful representation of a career car guy and an inspirational culture mover.
That's right.
Wonderful dude, and definitely is passionate about every single thing he does. I couldn't agree more, my friends, and that's why I had to spill the bean. I'm excited. I'm a little bit more excited than you think, folks. I'm telling you, I'm over here just ready to go with the show, bro. I really am. So thanks for being here, man. I know that you're all the way down in sunny Florida, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, Orlando, Florida.
That's right. Enjoying that life. I'm down there all the time. Next time I'm down, we got to connect, go out to dinner or something. But you work at a store that's just doing some amazing things. You guys have a great staff. I've seen you really push your sales staff to do some really cool things. I've seen guys, just young men, just killing it at your store, having fun while they're doing it, all the way to the veteran guys have been doing it forever, being part of the fun, the culture of what's going on, man. So congratulations to you on that. We appreciate you for being here on that. But, dude, Lou, before we go anywhere,
we need to do it. We got Eric over here shouting out for the Eagles. Okay.
This is right now.
I knew at some point he was going to say it. Hey, you got forgive, focus, fly, Eagles fly. So he is partially right. We're flying tonight.
That's right.
That's right. Well, we're going to forgive, focus, and fly tonight on the show. That's the way that we get our 5-liner kicked off. We wipe off the weight of unforgiveness. We focus on what we're doing, who we can help, and what we need to do. And we stretch out in faith, and we fly, and we keep growing. We keep growing. We keep growing. And that's what we're going to do. So excited to finally get some footage of you forgive, focusing, and flying. Let's have a good time to do that. Car guys, car gals watching, or if you're driving, if you're listening to this on the replay, go ahead and hit the forgive, focus, fly with us on 3. Go ahead. Hands on the shoulders one time. Forgive, focus, fly on 3. 1, 2, 3. Forgive. Focus.
Fly. And keep growing, bro.
Growing.
Let's go. Man, I wish I had our machine right now. We would be hitting that.
There we go.
Hey, dealers, Car Guy Coffee Podcast and Certified Solutionaries are honored to be part of Team VinQ.
The solutions they've been brewing for you to acquire more vehicles, advertise merchandise, and manage those vehicles has made them one of the most sought-after dealer partners in the market. They are 100% CGC approved.
And when you visit them at VinQ.com,
you'll see a whole hill of beans worth of reasons why.
Team VinQ, let's brew!
Sitting here talking about, he is awesome. He's the best.
He is.
And I agree, once again. And then nothing but fires from Terrence.
That's right.
Richie Bello. Richie Bello says, I love John Labate. Right? So
I love you too, Richie.
What's up, Richie? What's going on, bro? Appreciate you.
Richie from Shop Smart Autos.
One of our great sponsors,
folks.
Pay attention to what's going on.
Coming from them down into the show. Keep watching, everybody. But we have an incredible guest, John. Seriously, we've been watching. We've been seeing. So many people in the industry have been seeing that you keep creative on a daily. You also push the envelope of how it could look to be in this car business and have a great time doing it. Everything from the wigs to the shoes to every piece of it, you weave together to have a good time. And that's what we want to make sure people recognize is you can fully be you in this business and have a great time doing it. And brother, you are the epitome of a Car Guy Coffee 100% CGC approved solutionary. And we love seeing you do that, but you have fun, which is a key component, man. It's a key component. You're having the time of your life, or is that just show?
Oh, no. It's all for fun, man. I can't believe that you picked up on that, Lou. I try to set the example of having fun. I try to show my salespeople what's possible. I even try to show my Facebook friends, other business owners. You know what I mean? I like doing stuff to just say, hey, look at this. You're in real estate. You're in pavers. Do something funny. Get some attention. Make some noise. I love it.
Look at you got, of course. Look at, hey boss, I got a deal.
Hey boss, I got a deal.
Right?
Hey, boss, I got a deal.
From social media, that what he does, right? But that's something that's in your blood. This is what you did when you were new in the business, probably all the way to the day you stopped moving metal as on the floor, right? So what I love about that is that you pass that down to your guys, and they're starting to understand that feeling. That just strikes up a nerve. But what fun is that? And when you put that onto your social media posts, you make it even more fun. Man, there's so many people just throwing love at you, man. You are a love guy.
Thank you, guys. All right, I appreciate it, Dr. Labate. If some of my nicknames start coming up here, man, I'm gonna have to warn you guys already.
You got your nickname. Drop it in here, right? We'll keep that going.
Nicknames.
There's Rebate Labate. There's Low Gross Johnny. There's Give 'em Away Johnny. They definitely Mr. Rebate Labate was a popular.
The name didn't come from me, but I always heard
rebate. I used every rebate, man. Every rebate known to man that you could possibly. If you had a business and a military, and I did actually a TikTok one time where it's just a guy comes in for the $10,000 or the 10,000 off on the Ram, and he's all right. Well, were you in the military? Yes. Were you a high school track star? Yes. American Indian, and they're staring at each other, and I'm like, no, you don't qualify. But I used to use rebates. Now there hasn't been rebates in years now, you know.
What are those? I don't think I've heard of it.
Oh, come back. You can make a comeback.
We're going to make a comeback.
I see a whole lot coming with that. Heck yeah. But let's go ahead and get this show underway. We have this 5-liner that are out there supporting John right now and seeing this go down know that there's so much that's awesome about him, but we're going to go ahead and extract some of the key components of this incredible Solutionaries journey. So, Fred, let's go ahead and kick it off,
man. My first question. The first question is a great question. It's about you, and it's about what drives you. A lot of times we see the fun that you do, the work that you've been doing, but why do you do it? I see your family. I know how beautiful your family is and how much they mean to you too. And you make that a big part of your life also. So I love that you do that. But deep down, what really pushes you? What makes John Labate do what he needs to do every single day?
You certainly hit it on the head. First off, everything I do is for my family, my kids. I have 3 kids now, John, Gianni, and Sophia. I was just recently married last year, but we've been together for 7 years now, and Michelle. And so why I do what I do is trying to build an empire for my family, for the lifestyle that I want to live. I've always felt like I was destined to do big things. My ultimate dream, really, and I'll never give it up, is to be in the movies. I'm a movie star, man. I'm famous, but they just don't know about me yet. But I've just always been I love movies, acting, writing. You wouldn't know it when you're more into the car business. In the last 22 years, I've been grinding it out on the car lot. But my dream started long time ago, probably 7th grade, when I did my first play. I was Gus Dupont, the greatest detective in all of France. And I was an actor in The Murders of the Rue Morgue. And I had some parts before that in middle school, but that was my first real part. And I just never really, I loved it. I loved movies and creating and acting. And so a big part of my why, not only is I do this to support my family and make the best life for myself, but I literally put stuff on. I've always used social media as an entertainment vessel, partly to sell cars, but also literally maybe somebody will notice me someday. Somebody will say, man, this guy'd be good in a movie. He'd be good in a commercial. Technically, when Facebook started, I said to myself, I'm going to do 100 videos. 2009, 2010, when I got on Facebook for the first 2008, I said, I'm going to do 100 videos. And then I'm gonna convince my owner to put me on TV. That's the plan.
Hey dealers, franchise and independent, we have some great news for you and your #1 sales pro.
Your website. Partner with Team MXS, we have the ability to pull you out of that cookie cutter merry-go-round and help your website embody what it means
to do business with you. From the highest quality production to the most strategic optimization, we want to help you connect better to the ever-changing market.
We owe it to you and your team to at least let us do a quick
and free
checkup on your website. We can't wait to hear from you.
Go to teammxs.com. Back to the show.
Okay, as soon as I have 100 videos on it, I've hit thousands of videos now. And what I realized, a lesson I learned very early in the business, is most owners aren't wanting to put your face on their commercial. It's not as sure. If I own the dealership, I can do all the commercials I want. When it's somebody else, you go to Facebook. And at the time when, like I say, you go back to 08, 09, you had Jackass, you had MTV, you had like these people coming up. What was Jersey Shore reality shows were coming. So just my why, the reason that I work as hard as I do is definitely to set my family up for the future, for the lifestyle. I want to live a 1%er lifestyle, man. If I could get a plane someday, I'll pick you guys up and we'll go on a plane, take the jet to California. I'm trying to really do this thing. And I've been in the business 22 years and that's part of, I think it's really cool to talk about some of these things, because part of my journey is I started out in my first 10 years in the business. I started in 2001. So yeah, to 2009, 2010, I was just sales manager, general sales manager, up and up and up. And then life hit me right in the face and I started going through a divorce and that type of stuff. So I had some of my middle years here were a little bit of a struggle, but the one thing I came back to was selling cars. And now the last 5 years, boom, especially the last 3 years since the pandemic, it's been just a whole different ballgame. And that's when a lot of my social media started really popping off too. I had a video go viral and I got a bunch of followers from that. Got a lot of I just saw the power, the immense power of some organic reach.
Dude, and organic. And that's what's so beautiful about it. It's all organic.
All mine's organic.
Us too. We're the same way. We go out, we push it. We don't spend any money except for in ourselves. We do our own editing. We do all that kind of stuff. There's a feeling that you just say, hey, I could do this. But then you could also teach people how to do this. And then you can share. And your posts, man, they do a lot of things. And it was great. When I first started catching you was during that time too. And I started going, oh, who is this guy?
Yeah. Then, bro, come here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hilarious, right? So we would watch it. We absolutely thought they were great. And then it was about a year or so ago, I had reached out to you, and I meant, and my fault.
Yeah. 2 years, dude. It was almost 3 years ago, a year or so ago. Oh man,
tomorrow is actually our 3 years when we first started the podcast. So it's
okay. It was literally 3 years ago, Fred. You helped me through the pandemic, man. I was home.
Wow.
I was unemployed from March of 2020 until August of 2020. And because I had gotten laid off right when COVID started, and I've been with Daytona Kia ever since August of 2020. But I was laid off 20 years in the car business. You have no idea the things that were going through my head. I'm like, okay, so this is what the car business has gotten me. This is what my 20 years that I put in has gotten me. Broke and unemployed at the most stressful, weirdest, craziest, nastiest time. Right. What high profile sales manager is going to get a job in the middle of the pandemic?
It was no one was hiring. No one.
And luckily, and they didn't know it yet. That's why I got clipped I was in with the Morgan Group, and it was a corporation, and they didn't even know that Florida was going to stay open and continue to sell cars. They were looking at their places up north in Pennsylvania and New York shut down 80%. So they're like, listen, man, you're the newest manager here. You and this other guy, you guys, I can offer you a sales position, but you're going to have to go. Yeah. And I was like, wow. When I started, I just was tough. It was a tough time for literally a couple weeks. It was ugly, man. I was praying, and I should be praying more. I tend to pray when I
was praying then. Yes, right?
But I remember we would talk because I had nothing but time on my hands, Fred. I'm here all day in my house. You know what I mean? I was applying for unemployment and trying to do all that. And in the meantime, I was selling cars. After the initial shock, I started promoting in my Facebook that I could help people buy cars. And one of my things that I actually put on my bio, I'm pretty proud of, is that I was the #1 salesperson for West Hurd Dodge Chrysler Jeep. You can ask them, you can call them up right now. For April of 2020, they were shut down 80%. And I'm in my boxers and t-shirt in Orlando, setting up test drives, having them pick up, drop off a car here, test drive, go over the numbers, what kind of car did you want? And it was all from organic Facebook, basically Facebook posts saying. And one thing I learned from over the years, and I also mentioned that I've been through so many trainings and stuff. It's like I was thinking on the way home and thinking about the show tonight. I'm like, you want to know? I'll show you my age. I was at the first digital dealer conference, man. Jim Ziegler was the keynote speaker. I was at the first one in 2003. I think it was 2003. I'm at my dealership, Doan Dodge Chrysler Jeep, Rochester, New York. I'm at my dealership. This company comes in. They said, hey, we're going to start selling cars online. We're going to do a pilot program. We really think this is going to work. Here's a cell phone that you can share with this other salesperson. And we picked you because you seem to be blah, blah, blah. It was Auto Trader. We were a pilot dealership for Auto Trader before they even started. And that was literally, that shows you like the days 03, right? Not everybody had a cell phone. So it was like, we'll give you your own cell phone. And it's
a cell phone. Whoa, son.
It was a flip too. It was a flip
that was about the Razor times, right around there. Nokias and Razors. And
we know you're enjoying the show so far. We just wanted to quickly remind you about our partners at
Fixed Ops Digital
and how they are automotive's premier service marketing and technology company.
not only proud sponsors of the Car Guy Coffee podcast, but they also serve as your dedicated point of contact for all your online service marketing related needs.
Servicing dealerships throughout the U.S. and Canada, the mission is to create a better online experience for your service customers while using data intelligence to drive more fixed operations revenue.
If you want to take your service marketing efforts to the next level, go to fixopsdigital.com.
Back to the show.
Let's go.
And that's another thing. I always say I had a head start on selling cars online, a huge head start, like digital retailing. I was doing eBay.
Yeah.
I was doing eBay in 03 and 04 and 05 and 06. I was setting up eBay departments in my dealerships when I got my first sales manager job in 2006. I went and I helped them set up their whole internet department in eBay. But I don't know if you've sold any kind of substantial amount of cars on eBay or even any, but it was all over emails and over the phone. There was no, but it was so cool to me that I'd be like, hey, yeah, how you doing? Oh, you're in Maryland? Man, I had some clams in Maryland one time. My God, they looked like they had like appendages coming out of it. Oh, man, what are you doing? I'm looking for a Challenger for my son. Okay, I got you, man. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I had some word tracks and things that like today would sound funny, but most trainers are, like I had a line, listen, man, I know I'm in Rochester, New York, and you're in New Zealand, but I'm going to make it like you're just next door. There's nothing, no different anybody's going to be able to do. You could be down the street from me or 1,500 miles away. You're going to get the same service. And I used to promote my service, and it's just, I love this business. That's why I get passionate about it, man. And because the thing about this business is that if you're a real person, if you're a genuine person, really care about people and want to serve people, you write your own ticket. Right. You write your own ticket.
Yeah,
there's so many fake for years, for generations. There's been so many fakes and liars and scumbag, for lack of a better term. So when you come, and that's why I love it, man. So I continue to be a real person, and then sometimes in sales, you got to explain to the customer, even if it seems, I try to tell my salespeople all the time, even if it seems redundant, and even if it's, okay, he's going to give me the best. Yes. I'm going to give you the best experience. When you call, I'm going to answer the phone. And if you have a problem, I'm going to go to the highest person I got to take care of it. And if there's a switch and nobody's going to take care of you better than me. Nobody.
No, I believe that, man. And that's because you truly know that. And I tell that to sales staff all the time. I look at them like, who do you think is the person in this showroom right now that has the best opportunity that will actually help somebody, that wants to help somebody? And everyone's always, it's me. So then act like it. That's right. Get out there and get after it. Be mad when someone else is working in deal. Be mad when you don't have a customer in front of you because you know that they should be with you. You're the one that's going to help them the most, right? So feel that way. But bro, everything you just said there, phenomenal. I just want you
chills yet? I'm trying to give you chills, man. I already had them like twice. So.
I could tell you've had a great time, man. And really, and the thing, your why, your purpose, the things that you see in automotive, the things you've been through, being part of the pilot dealership for Auto Trader, going out and doing eBay stuff before people were thinking it was hip. And now it's so crazy. Now it's getting to the super norm now. But the cool thing is that we still haven't heard the next question. And I can't wait because it feeds into all this. And I love it.
It flows through. And you've given us a little bit of backstory. You showed us a little bit of the tools that you brought in there and how you were breaking the mold before anybody ever recognized that there was a mold. You were already creating something that some people didn't know was going to come. We only were familiar with what we were familiar with. Just like our friends over at Shop Smart Autos, we're going to get to the second question right after this video. So now that we're clear, car guys, car gals, and dealers out there, if you do want 25 free leads that are VIN specific to your inventory, you might want to jump out there and go to shopsmartautos4dealers.com/carguycoffee to get you 25 VIN specific leads each and every month just for putting your inventory on the directory. You get the leads.
25 each and every month,
check
folks.
them out.
25 leads.
Our friend Rich Bellows making big things happen for the industry, just like John. And inside of that, there's a lot of backstory, folks. And a lot of us have a very similar one. But John, we need to know, what is it that brought you to automotive?
I hope you're ready for this one, man.
Come on.
Am I loud? Am I loud? How's my volume? It's all right.
You sound fantastic, man.
My sales career began a long time ago, but I guess pretty much everything began for me in about 7th grade. But back in 7th grade, I started selling blow pops with a friend of mine that we found out we could get them for 5 or 6 cents from the grocery store and sell them for a quarter. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is like 3, 4, 5 times our money. And we would sell blow pops. I would walk around the school with a big wad of cash on me and like singles and stuff. And like there was some competition. Sometimes we get blow pops from them on loan for the next day. And it just, I was starting businesses just when I was in 8th grade. We started making necklaces. So I'm going back to, I was graduated in 93. So this is 89, 90, this is 88. So we started making these beaded necklaces. You could take fishing wire and put beads on them. And like late 80s, early 90s, they were cool to have a blue and red, like the Dallas Cowboys, and blue and white. And then you had African colors were cool. So we started making necklaces. Well, boom. So I'm selling necklaces. Then we got into clay beads, and I was baking clay in the oven. I had 3 or 4 of my friends. I had businesses, like multiple businesses.
Quick question. Do you know what Smart Pixel 2.0, Location IQ, and Audience IQ have in common?
You know I do. They are solutions that our friends and proud sponsors, M1 Data and Analytics, are brewing for automotive and beyond.
Once again, you're right, my friend. And we want to invite all of our audience to go to m1-data.com to see how they can help propel your business forward with the right data insight.
Go check them out at m1-data.com.
Let's brew.
Come on now. Back to the show.
I still played sports and stuff too. And I actually won a scholarship for junior achievement in 11th grade. I was in this group called Junior Achievement, where you start a business, and they couldn't decide what business to start. And I was like, we're going to sell something for sure, right? Yeah, okay. I've been selling these necklaces for years. You know what I mean? We could start our own. So they were like, tell us more. And next there was like 30 kids in the class. I was the president of the company. The company was called Bead It, like a bead, Bead It.
Okay. I like it.
We decided everybody put in $1, I think, for their share. And we bought supplies. We made the necklaces. We went to trade shows. We sold them, whatever. And it was like a month or 2 month long program. It wasn't very long, probably 6 or 8 different classes. And at the end of it, they're like, you got $2 back per share. Everybody got $1. Here's $2 back. And I was like so mad. Like I was like, damn, I wanted these guys to make like $50 per share. Well, little did I know that was like the best results that they had in like the last 8 years with the program. You know what I mean? They were like, well, you doubled their money. Are you kidding me? And everybody had fun. And so they gave me like a little $2,500 scholarship that I never used. But I've always been into sales. I've always been a leader. And this is where we're going to get a little raw here, okay? Because after high school, I went to college, tried out community college. Wasn't that great. My 21st birthday, I packed my car up and I moved down to, guess where? Orlando, Florida. Yeah. I forget what year it would have been, 1996. I moved down to here, and I discovered the rave scene and partying. Yeah, I loved it. And when you got a real good salesman and you're out in this new scene where there's all this new stuff coming around. So I became a major drug dealer in 6 months' time. I had no idea, didn't see it coming. But I just went from every single week and weekend, it got bigger and bigger. And then I got busted. I had to do some time. It was federal time. It was my first offense. I'm not a criminal or anything, career person, but I was shocked. I was like, I got to do time, whatever. Long story. We'll fast forward through that whole part, but I was a major distributor. It was ecstasy was the big thing back then.
That's what I was picking up what you were putting down.
Right. So here we go. How did I get in automotive? March 25th of 2001, I got out of prison. I was sentenced for 40 months. I had to do about 2 years, and I was getting released, going into a halfway house. And for years leading up to that, I was in the restaurant business. My father had a restaurant. I was in the hotel business, and I was a waiter. I was a waiter, sales and the sales background. And I remember, so I was putting an application in the basement of the Hyatt Hotel to be room service or waiter. And my dad looks over at me. My dad sold cars. My dad's a promoter. He sold cars for many years, 20-something years. So I grew up in that business. And he looks over. He's got his phone in his hand. And he looks over at me. He's, John, hey, he said, what about selling cars? I'm like at the Hyatt with the clipboard of my application in my hands. I just got out of jail. And I wasn't planning on ever going back there. So it wasn't like I just got out of jail and I'm trying to do illegal things again. I was like, let's go. I'm ready to put my heart and soul into anything that's legal from here on in. And he goes, well, it's two birds with one stone, right? You need a car and you need a job. And at the time, the dealership that he used to work at gave you a demo.
Yeah, buddy.
So you need a car and you need a job. And that's literally the last thing I ever remember hearing before I got in this profession was you need a car and you need a job. Let's go. So 2001, March 25th was the day I got out. April 1st, April Fool's Day of 2001. So within 5 days was my first day selling cars.
Wow.
April 1st of 2001. My dad was, like I say, we have some legends in the car business in Rochester, New York.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize, but my dad worked for a place called J. Scuddy, he worked for Scuddy Pontiac. And the guy that owned it, his name was Jay Scuddy. This guy, like, if he was around today, he would probably be like, oh man, I don't know, sub in somebody that owns a lot of dealerships. You know what I mean? Like he was just like Billy Fusillo. Okay. He was probably like a Billy Fusillo, but rest in peace. And this guy is single-handedly invented. Maybe some people don't like to hear this, but selling cars on Sundays. They never used to. He was the pioneer of selling cars on Sundays. And he also had a restaurant. Yeah, he also had a restaurant in his dealership that they would serve eggs and stuff like that. He was a car guy, pioneer times a million. He was awesome. And he knew a lot of big celebrities too. Almost like I say, if they had the cameras back then, he would have been a reality show probably. But that's where my dad came from. So
that's awesome.
For me I grew up with that. And then I applied for that. And as soon as I started to realize, put two and two together, my dad knew a lot of people. And so there was a trait that I took after him. My dad is one of those guys, like you will inevitably say when you're around him, or if you were to go around Roch, man, this guy knows a lot of people, right? He's that guy. And so I esteem to be that guy. So here I am starting in automotive, and I'm like, I'm going to just sell cars to everybody I know. And I'm just going to start boom, 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 sell cars to everybody I know. And I really took to it amazingly. And here's the funny thing. Not that funny. It's actually the opposite of funny. It's totally the opposite of funny. So I really have to have a different word. But what other event happened in 2001? So I started in April of 2001.
Oh, we don't know what happened. Yeah,
the third, probably the second or third biggest event that's happened to us since the pandemic and in our business to affect our business, right? 9/11. And so I'm in the business 4 or 5 months. That's why I was so mad during COVID that I was out of a job, not being able to help salespeople through this stressful time. You know what I mean? Like I was so pissed because I'm like, I was shaped. The song could come on from TikTok. What's that? Some people are afraid of the dark. I was born in it. You know what I mean? Like my first 4 or 5 months of selling cars was boom, that thing happened. Mm-hmm. And it affected us hugely. Like the next day, Hyundai came out with 0% for 72 months for the first time ever. And
wow, I remember that.
So, but I started on that. I went through the 08 Monaster. And I've been through this COVID thing. But yeah, so that's what brought me to automotive. Was at the time it was just to get a job. But I knew very, very, very very soon that it was something that I wanted to do. Oh, that's what I was also going to say is that not only I'm a friendly guy, I know a lot of people, I'm a salesman at heart. So I'm like, wow, what a perfect business for me to be in. And then on top of that, I played a lot of sports in high school. I wasn't the star of any of them, but I'm 6'4", 300 pounds. I played everything from football, basketball, baseball, golf, wrestling. I didn't care. I was on the golf team. I love sports. And then I get in this business and I'm like, wait a minute. Because you get out of high school, you get out of college, you're like, man, I'm not going to compete no more. You know what I mean? What am I? And dude, I'm like, dude, you can compete in this. I could be the star quarterback back to, you know what I mean? I could be anybody I want to be. And I was just like hell bent on being successful and just running so far away from the person that I left that did the illegal thing and embarrassed himself and his family and whatever else.
Dude, I just gotta say that's a hell of a story. Wow. And that right there, that was a big why for you when you got out. I was like, I'm not going back to that. And I've literally worked with a lot of guys that are phenomenal at this job, have great careers in this business, and they had a little checkered past with something similar. And not quite like that, but definitely something like that. But because of that, they didn't ever want to go back to that.